Hi everyone, my name is Irma. Today is June 25th, 2020, and I am in Banyan Trailhead in Sedona, Arizona. I'm here for a weekend gathering that begins tomorrow with the gathering of the shaman. And I'm really excited to meet one of my very beloved teachers, Don Miguel Ruiz, who is the Toltec shaman who wrote the book, The Four Agreements, which is quite popular and really kind of came out into the mainstream. And his teachings are based on some ancient civilization, indigenous culture, wisdom that came from his lineage of the Toltec people. And the teachings in that book have just very simple manners in which one can go about living their life. And this trip, so far for me, I arrived yesterday and I'm camping out in a nearby campground. The weather has been like really, obviously it's the desert, so it's like 103 degrees with hot, dry heat. However, the campground that I'm in itself is a little bit magical because it's right alongside this creek of water that's in the middle of the desert. And so like this lush forest area with lots of beautiful trees and porous rocks that absorb water that is beneath the land. And just being with nature and kind of observing the environment in terms of the extremes of temperature and observing all of this amazing creation from Pachamama is so, so humbling. Sedona is also very much known for the energy vortexes that exist along the land, which are essentially ley lines that cross or parts of energy lines within the earth that in certain points meet and they create an actual vortex of energy. And in these vortexes of energy, the veils between the three-dimensional world and other dimensions become a bit thinner. So many healing practices occur at places like Sedona, which is why I like to visit ancient civilizations and sacred sites, because indigenous people have a way of innately, through their connection with the earth, knowing the places on earth that are also healing centers. And I'm on this hike right now. Miraculously, there is there have been zero people around me at all. Even though there have been people out already and restaurants are open now following all of the closures because of the virus. There have been people out, but there's no one that has been on the trail, on the path that I've taken, which is actually kind of telling on its own, because I do find that I carve out my own trail and sometimes I make choices that others don't understand, which this one in particular might be one. Like, why am I out here all on my own? Do I not feel afraid? And the answer is no, I don't feel afraid, because I am very safe and I am very secure. And safety and security is in and of itself an energy that can get manifested within the body as well. And my ability to sort of like follow the signs in terms of which direction to take when either I'm walking on a trail or I'm facing big decisions in life are often based on how the energy appears for me in either in my body or in my thoughts or through my emotions. And when I pay attention to the energy vortexes within me that are alive and in movement and in response to the environment around me, then I often get some really valuable information. One of the things that I learned about the vortexes here is that they could be signaled by the juniper trees that are all around. And in these particular trees, on their trunk, you start to see a spiral formation of where the trunk forms, as opposed to the wood grain growing just kind of vertically. It grows around the tree in a spiral form, and that tends to get more and more profound the stronger the energy is. So right now I'm surrounded by a few juniper trees that have like spiraling around their trunk, which is just absolutely magical. And that just kind of reminds me that even I always believe that nature itself kind of has so many lessons for us, and even in the trees themselves, they're sort of signaling the things that we are also capable of experiencing in our bodies. And so just as they reflect the vortexes through their trunks, we also reflect vortexes through the energy that appears through us. As I said, in our thoughts, in our emotions, in our actions, in our body. And what it takes for us to notice that is really just to kind of quiet down the external world and begin a practice of internal awareness. And so I'm going to just take a moment, not too long, and just kind of pause for a silent meditative reflection and invite you to take a comfortable stance or seated position and just soften your gaze and close your eyes if you haven't already. And just by softening your gaze or closing your eyes, you are already sending a signal to your brain that you are tuning inwards and that you are taking your focus from the external world into your internal world. And so with that, the brain may respond by calming thoughts down, and or it might actually get activated because it's like, what's going on? I need to focus on something. So whatever the response is for you, just notice. That noticing is the big first step. There's no right way or wrong way. The first step is to always just notice what is going on as it is, without judging or trying to change it or fix it. So just be kind with what is coming up for you, the thoughts, maybe the impatience, maybe the uncertainty, the discomfort, whatever it might be, or the calmness and serenity. Just bring your awareness to your breath, which is another great tool to help you focus inward. Noticing your breath as it moves in and out through your body. I have this amazing fly buzzing right around my ears and face, and it just landed on my nose a second ago, but it knows I'm going inward, so it's testing me. And I'm letting it be, because I'm actually just noticing my breath. It's a little bit short from the heat and from the climb. And I'm going to be okay with that. I'm going to thank this fly for giving me the practice of keeping my focus inward, even if it lands on my nose again. And I'm just going to start deepening my breath with longer and deeper inhales and exhales through the nose. And bring my awareness to my heart. So now my brain is signaled to bring the attention to my heart. And with the mind and heart coherence and a regulated breath, I start to send the signals of calmness, of relaxing the nervous system, of keeping the focus inward. And I'm going to just call up a moment of extreme appreciation, because that is what I would like to occupy my mind with on a regular basis. So when I give it that piece of information to concentrate on, how could I not send appreciation for all of this beauty around me? So we're registering this moment, this vibrational feeling in this moment in time. So my mind remembers. And when I'm no longer in this serene beauty, I can easily come back to this frequency and this vibration, despite what the external reality might be. So that communication is happening as I'm guiding my brain to my heart to the recollection and vibration of appreciation, and my breath as the life force that just keeps that vibration alive. Take a few more deep breaths, and I'll invite you to just notice the sensations you're feeling in your body and your mind right now as you slowly start to prepare. Oops, excuse me, Pachamama. And bring yourself back to present time awareness by slowly opening the eyes, very gently adjusting to the environment around you. The sun is so strong here, so I have to open my eyes very slowly because everything just seems completely like amplified and magnified. And maybe in another video on this trip, I'll talk a little bit about how I noticed the patterns that appear for me when I see energy portals, which is something that I noticed in my morning meditation over at my campsite. So stay tuned for that at part 2 of Sedona, Arizona 2020. Ciao for today. If you'd like to see any of my other videos, you can follow me on YouTube at Juntas on This Earth and see some of the group or individual work that I offer at my website, juntaschicago.com.